English from St. Joseph Engineering College. He is an avid reader, researcher, and a wonderful humanitarian. It gives me immense pleasure in presenting Professor Venkateshwara to this forum. He is also our WELLTTA Forum Secretary, and it is indeed our proud privilege to have him amidst us. And it's it's amazing to have people from across the globe for this WELLTTA Forum. I am handing over the session to Professor Venkateshwara for moderating the session. Over to you, sir. Sir, Vidyasri hasn't joined. Let me introduce. Welcome this gathering. Um, it's indeed my proud privilege, and I feel humbled and honored to welcome all the elite and learned colleagues across the globe for this WELLTTA Forum's 89th Faculty Development Program. Virtually, we do it, and we are committed for individual learning, independent learning, and lifelong learning. Those who have joined here today amidst us, or also believe strongly in this kind of professional development and self development. So today's learner is tomorrow's leader. If you anybody would like to double their income, will have to double their learning, and it gives me immense pleasure in extending once again my heartfelt and sincere thanks to all of you for joining us. And again, I also welcome all the elite and learned colleagues once again for this wonderful evening of this learning and excellence of learning and excellence journey of learning and excellence. I would like to again humbly submit my submit my no well, see sub, I would like to humbly submit my this welcome note to all the people, and again hearty welcome to all of you. Happy learning also. Thank you all for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, sir. Venkateshwara sir.
Good evening, everyone. The whole purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows, said by Sidney J. Harris. On behalf of the World English Language Learners, Teachers, and Trainers Association, I would like to welcome our today's Faculty Development Program Chair, Dr. Ms. Nagakala Ma'am. Dr. Ms. Nagakala Ma'am is an assistant professor and an academician presently working at IA University, Dammam, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. She has masters in English language literature, Hindi literature, child mental health, and education. Her research is on dimension of language variation in advertisements, a linguistic approach. She has completed TESOL and TOEIC. Our teaching experience is for more than 30 years in countries like India, Sultanate of Oman, Libya, and others. Ma'am has also presented her papers in many conferences in India and abroad and has published various regarding the main dominance of English. Furthermore, she has written articles on language linguistics in Scopus Index journals and noted journals. To mention some, one, Science in Kannada, a generic misnomer recreational linguistics, insightful corpora with applied linguistics to earth call between the line of teaching in computational linguistics. She has received appreciations and awards for her excellent teaching by the Ministry of Sultanate of Oman. She, a member of WELLTTA IT Sol Arabia ELT. We sincerely thank Dr. Ms. Nagakala ma'am for being the Faculty Development Program Chair this evening. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. It was very high words of introducing me and talking about me. Well, I take it as an honor, and I will strive to be working hard for this WELLTTA forum to go forward. So, by this, I would say good evening to all the dignitaries on this virtual dais, and happy welcome to everybody. Uh, Actually, we say the first principle of a free society is an untrained flow of words in an open forum. So, this is what is happening in this forum. You know, when the speakers start speaking, I mean, when they present their papers, after that, each one will have their own thoughts, their own views, their own ideas, and they try to, share with this in this open forum. This forum has become a very significant one because each one of us are trying to get new ideas after listening to the presentations or as we listen to the presentations. And this forum is also having new entries here, new people, new gathering, and this is where we can share each other's ideas. Well, today's presenters are Dr. Sangeeta and Dr. Kavida Raj. Dr. Sangeeta is going to present her ideas about decision making is a skill. See, this one is very important because I would like to say, um I would like to give two examples if I have time. I think I'm not running out of time. I had a classmate when I was doing my pre university course, and we were in arts group. We took, after we finished the PUC, that is pre university course, we went to degree taking English as a major and all that. And there was one friend of ours, very good friend indeed. She couldn't complete her course, and she had to wait to write her exam and pass the pre-university course. And then she took and she had taken in a science group actually. So science and maths, or physics and maths, when we come to the college or university times, it's very difficult in the sense, like, for some of them will take these courses on the on the pressure of the parents, or on the pressure of someone at home or something like that. And when the students actually are not able to cope up, they will fail. So what happens is, we see a lot of students making wrong decisions in choosing the stop subjects in their pre-university course or undergraduate course or graduate course or postgraduate courses, wherever, and once they take a wrong decision, or when the decision is not really good, because now in India, I would say, like, in India, most of the parents force their children to do whatever the course they would like to do or they had to do. So the pressure is there from the parents or from somebody like this. So what happens is, when the student cannot cope up with that, and it becomes a wrong decision, and their life, or the career, the job life, or whatever it is, it may get into ruins. So we need to be very careful. And so that friend of mine who couldn't complete the pre-university course by taking physics and mathematics, again had to go to a BSc, studying physics and maths, which is again was a very difficult part for her. And again, the parents forced her to join for engineering course, where she really had tough time. So this kind of decisions, when parents force, or when anybody force them, it shouldn't be a pressure on the student or on the child, even at younger age also. So I think Dr. Sangeeta is going to tell us about how to take a decision, how to make decisions at the proper time, at the right time, at the right context or situation. So of course it is a skill actually to say. And so we will welcome Dr. Sangeeta for sharing her insightful ideas about this. And the second presenter is Dr. Kavita Raj. Actually, both the topics today is very, very interesting. It is correlating to each other. So when we are presenting this, like for example, when Dr. Sangeeta is presenting about the decision making, she will present it in such a way that she is skillful in presenting it, and she will we are all eager to listen to her. So the second presentation goes with the presentation skills, and presenting in front of virtual or in a conference or anywhere is again a very important decision. How do you present? Sometimes when there is a conference and all, they'll ask us, like, do you want to present poster present? These days it is there. Is it a poster presenter? Is it a workshop? Is it a so that time you should make a proper decision to present it very well, because presentation skill and the strategies to present is also equally important. Well, so let me welcome both the speakers of the day, Dr. Sangeeta and Dr. Kavita Raj, for sharing their insightful and inspirational ideas about the topics. And we are eager and equally interested to listen to them. So we welcome them. And I would like to thank the WELLTTA team, Dr. Sharavanan and Dr. Venkateshwara, for giving me this opportunity to speak a few words about this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for all your support, and it's indeed our proud privilege and honor to present Dr. Sangeeta Madam to this forum, and it's amazing to see her here, and it's really she has graciously consented to be today's first presenter. Sangeeta Madam, Dr. S. Sangeeta Madam is an assistant professor of English, and she is with the prestigious institution of Coimbatore, this PSD College of Art and Science. And when we talk about PSD College, it is something like the whole gamut of educational excellence. It has really achieved for, and again, even for VIT Vellore, our chancellor used to tell that PSD technology is our role model, like that. So, such an amazing and reputed institution she is representing. We are so very proud to present Dr. S. Sangeeta Madam to this forum, WELLTTA forum, and she is a wonderful academician, and she has academic distinctions and awards to her cap. And again, she has been a resource person for various seminars and webinars conducted by across the spectrum of Pan India. And again, she has been a resource person for various faculty development programs, and she has translated a novel, Morning Star, from Tamil to English. Tamil to English. And again, she is a wonderful counselor and the Best Inspiring Teacher Award she has secured. And she is a gold medalist, OSA gold medalist for Krishnammal College for Women, Best Outstanding Student, and various various acclaims and accolades she has. And again, she has extensively published both Scopus and non-Scopus papers, and she has attended so many so many seminars, workshops, symposium, conference, and all these things to her credit. And both the national and international level, she has uh, she has got her research experience of wonderful research experience to her credit, and she did her PhD in English literature on the works of Anita Nair in Indian writing English with the Bardiyar University under the title The Conceptual Study of Human Relationship through Transactional Analysis of Select Novels of Anita Nair and Sudha Murthy. And our project work entitled Techniques as Contemporary Complementary to Theme of Chitra Banerjee. Um, Banerjee Divakaruni is the mistress of spices and sister of my heart as a part of her MPhil thesis. And also, she is a proud member of SCILET Library Americana College of Madurai, and again, she has other interests like participating in TV shows of Sun TV, Jaya TV, Raj TV, Kalanja TV, and such an eminent and um, educationalist, I should say, and she is also part of all the radio channels, and again, Jnanavani educational based radio channels, and she is a great organizer and participants of this MC desk, and again she has edited articles in schools and colleges, college magazines, and newspapers, and she has been interested in sports, drama, debate, drawing, dance, composing poems, and speeches, and she is also part of this administrative positions like ISO in charge, library, literary association, creative writers club, quiz club, and tutors for. She's been a tutor for postgraduate students, and she's visiting professor of IGNO, Bardiyar, and Madras University. IGNO, Bardiyar, and Madras University. Guest lectures. She has delivered guest lectures at various schools and colleges. She has organized and conducted album exhibitions and SLO presentations, project presentations on English literature for the students. So on behalf of all the WELLTTA members and all the elite and learned colleagues and professors, I would like to take this opportunity to present Dr. Sangeeta Senthil Kumar, Madam of PST Arts and Science College to this WELLTTA forum. Thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity. Over to Professor Venkateshwara for the further proceedings. Over to you, sir. Madam, over to you, ma'am. The floor is yours. Sangeeta, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good evening, one and all here. I'm happy to be a part of this wonderful academic journey, this virtual FDP program. I thank Dr. Saranan, sir, and other members and the participants of this WELLTTA team and international forum around the globe. I'm happy to be a part of this. I'm really blessed to be with you all, and here's my presentation for the day, and it is about decision making skills. Is it visible, sir? Audience?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Decision making.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
You're audible also. You can go ahead. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Um, so I'm happy to be a part of this session, and for today it is decision making skills. Okay, decision making skill is considered to be an important skill which everybody need to uh, acquire. Is very important for the day, because our generation is very important, and people are hunting towards it, and we go to What is a decision making skill? First, we come to know what is a decision making skills. Decision making skills is very, very important skills. It talks about your ability to select between two or more alternatives to reach the best outcome in the shortest time. So, at a particular point of time, when you are given too many choices, you have to choose one among which is the best. At your presence of mind speaks what the ability, your talent, and that is very important in a short span of time. How quick you make your decisions, that is what it's going to tell about you. And that is one which is going to tell about your personality also. So this skill is considered, why we need to know why is this considered as a skill, why not some other thing? Is it a skill? Why do you want it to include in the category skill? So for that we need to understand it is a person's ability. And when you wanted to target towards something, your goal or something, when you wanted to reach a goal, when you wanted to reach at one point of time, when you wanted to reach your destination, the path you choose, the decisions you make, all these things matters a lot. And moreover, when you take any kind of decision, it has to be efficient enough for you to move to the next step. It should not stop you anywhere, and it has to lead you in a positivity, and you have to lead to a place where you have to move forward. When you wanted to move forward, your problem solving skills is also tested over here along with your decision making skills. When when you are make correct decisions, you don't have problems at all in your life. You can solve your problems are quickly solved, and you can move ahead breaking all the barriers. That's very, very important. It has to be acquired. Each one, every one of us need to learn and acquire that particular skill. So decision making is very, very important. And where are we supposed to choose? We have to choose from the option which comes our way. There are a lot of options. When we look at opportunities, there are a lot of things which is there in front of us. It is we who choose which is the best option among. So if you are choosing the best option, you become, the better the choices you make, the better decisions you become a good decision maker. And moreover, and you become a proper leader, and you can lead the team without any bias, without any strains and all such things. It involves a lot of process, for which you need to identify whether it is a decision first. And after identifying that it is a proper decision, you have to gather the information regarding the particular decisions you make. And you need to find out, after gathering the information, the next thing you need to check which is the best alternative for your decision. Yes, if your decision is right, you will end up successfully. Even otherwise, you need not worry about it. You're going to take a learning from what you have lost. So that is why it is being considered as an important skill. And next thing is, you say why decision making is so important in life. Why do you want to decide? Somebody is going to direct us. We are going in a path where my parents showed me, where my teachers told me, where somebody pointed out for me, even for my friends. You can say all such things, but the decision making is an important skill which tells you whom you are. Are you independent? Are you dependent? Is what is going to tell you, and that is what is going to make your personality. See, when you wanted to build up a greater personality, you need to build up this skill, which is decision making skills. It's very, very important in our life. Not only each and every one who's born need this, and you have to acquire the skill. It comes by practice. In the beginning, in the initial stage, you struggle a lot, you have a lot of difficulties around you. There are people who stops you, they show you why do you want to take risk, and so all such things they will misdirect you. But you have to be focused. If you're focused, you can reach whatever you want. Your goal, your targets, setting a goal, reaching a goal, having a target in that, having a specific time for it and deadline for it, march towards it, plan for it, go ahead, practice it, then you become wonderful citizens of the world. And moreover, you become a great learner. You will learn a lot of things like endurance, lot of things you will gain, and you will learn in every step in your life. These decisions, why these decisions are so important? Because if the decision leads to actions, when you bring your plan into action, and what happens until your decision is made, nothing happens. You're going to stay back in the place where you are. There you will stagnate in one place, and you will be in that place. If you wanted to move forward, if you wanted to go ahead, break the barriers, even if there is a lot of hurdles and obstacles in front of you, you have to keep marching. If only that thing which tells you is your decision making skills. Decision making is very, very important in your life. That will lead you to success. Success in life is the result of bold and courageous decisions taken at the right time. It's decisions you can make. When can you make decision? At any point of time. But in a short period of time, use your presence of mind. What have you do? If you have decided at that particular right time, then you will reach your destination quicker. And one question to the audience: is decision making really important? Do you all think that is it important or not?
Yes,
Can
that
I
is very much important.
important? Yes, thank you, sir. So I hope everybody will agree to that. And I'll give you one situation where I want you to think about. Let us check before we go into further move. What is the decision making and how we are going to move further? I have one activity for you. I want everybody to have your finger in the front, and I want you to type. Go to the chat box. I'm going to give you one situation, and you're going to tell me uh, what is your decisions. What is the decision you make? I'm going to come to your chat box. Please type your answers so that we'll know whether you're going to be this is a good decision maker or not. And you're traveling, imagine that you're traveling in an aeroplane, and suddenly a pilot informs you that there is a fault in an engine, and you have to landing becomes very difficult, and you have to somehow escape this situation, and you have one opportunity that you have to use your life saving parachutes, and you have to jump, and you have to safeguard your life. Okay. And you up, and finally everyone chance came, and everybody got an opportunity. They all use their chance, and they jump out. And finally there are four more people left, and you have two life parachute with you, and you have an opportunity to save one more life along with you. Okay. And you have three important personalities. Yes, you have three of them. You have a doctor, a teacher, and a saint. Okay? Whom you will you say? Take a quick decision. Type it in the chat box. Let's see whom with the reason. Quickly you can say whom will you say? Doctor, teacher, saint, with the reason. Reason. Good that many of you are responding. Yes, good. A teacher, she can make another doctor. Very good. Raju Sundar sir. Preetika, good doctor, but I want a reason behind it. I'll save the teacher because teachers can create. Okay. Why not saying to another person? You have told about it, but the reason. Okay. Few more answers quickly. Doctor, help others. Okay. Doctor, because he can. Okay. Done. Thank you. Yes. Among the crowd, I feel that good. Can we give a big round of applause to everybody who answered? Only few answered among the crowd. You got it? So you should not take time. Time management is very, very important. Even though everybody is given this equal opportunity, only few has used your opportunity. Only few answered, isn't it? Only few responded. Few are, I don't know, there might be so many reasons. You're lazy to type, you don't want to answer, you thought that few answered. Yes, an opportunity is being equally given to everybody, but only those who, yes, only whom they felt that is needed, only those few have among you have selected this opportunity, isn't it? So decision making skill needs four important components, that is planning, controlling, organizing, and leading. Yes, so all these four are very, very important in our life. So, how you're going to plan yourself, control your emotions, organize your plans, and how you're going to lead a team. This is what how quick you are going to act. That is the challenge which lies before you. And coming to these four important things, when you want, the first thing which includes is your planning process. See, whatever, each and everything in your life is really based on planning. Without planning, nothing is going to happen. Planning is not going to sit for a day and think, plan, write down notes, click, put a tick mark, put an into mark, and all such things. It's not like that. Planning process of decision making should be quick. Yes, immediate. Think about four important things, whether it is easy, and you have to divide that into four different categories: urgent, important. Okay? Urgent, not important. Urgent and important. Not urgent and not important. If you divide these things into four categories, you will understand that you have to know how to prioritize things. You have to know how to organize time. You need to know how to, even while in a short period of time, how to make yourself more effective. That is very, very important in life. So when you wanted to plan something, beware and aware of the opportunities which is there in front of you. You have to set a goal or an objective to establish the goal and develop that planning, and so that you can get into the next step, determining the alternatives. So when the alternatives, so if yes, we can go it in this track. It's like a flow chart. When you choose one alternative, there is an always yes, no. When there is yes, you proceed to the next. If no, you stop there itself, isn't it? So when you stop there, like a maze game, you need to get back and you need to start from the beginning. Instead, if you have an alternative, if this is going to happen, what next? What next? You have to keep on planning that, and you have to target towards that so that you can go to the next step, for which you need to acquire the evaluating skills. So when you have to evaluate, you have to, each and every minute you have to, when you plan for something, check whether that will work out. Select the best alternative. Choose the best option which will suit you. Okay, which will make it very effective. Uh, I'm sorry, is the slide changing? Are you able to see the next slides? Excuse me, sir.
No, ma'am.
Okay, then. For a minute, I'm sorry. Okay. Uh, Now, can you see the slides? Presentation slides?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay. Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay? You can see the next slides. If I'm moving the next slide,
No, ma'am. It's on the same slide.
it's on the same slide. Okay. Then I will try to do it in the same thing. So this will be
Yeah,
better.
ma'am. Now it has moved, ma'am. But you have.
Okay. Sorry for a minute. Is this fine?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now it's okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Can you see the slides moving?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Yes. So I hope,
Okay.
yeah, yes. So
Yeah.
we are now in the slide. Yes. So there are four important things we talked about, and the next thing is we are into the planning process. So when you wanted to choose, I've already told you, beware of the opportunity, establish your goals, develop the needed ones, determine the alternatives, evaluate, select the best, and formulate the supporting plan. You have to list it out, and finally, you have to establish everything in a proper sequence. And that proper sequence, one after the other, is what is going to decide what you're going to do next. Okay, so planning process seems to be very, very important. And second important thing in a decision making skill is emotional control. It's very, very important. Everybody need to acquire that. Even still, I'm in the process of all these things. So along with you, even I'm going to learn things. So when you wanted to have this emotional control, it is actually divided into two important things, such as intrapersonal and interpersonal skills. Intrapersonal skills, it talks about self-awareness, and in interpersonal skills, when you wanted to talk about a social awareness, that talks about our emotions. And coming to the behavior, and when you want, that is self-management and relationship management. How you're going to manage yourself, and how you're going to maintain a proper rapport with your relationship with your team members, the peer group. Okay, those things also matters. That is an interpersonal communication. Then coming to the next thing is your work, self performance and people's performance. How you as an individual, how you as a unique person, how you as an individual soul is going to perform, how you're going to distinguish yourself with the other members seems to be very, very important. And that is how you're going to differentiate and distinguish between. And the next thing is your people's performance. How we are going to work as a team. It's a team effort. How you are going to make yourself comfortable with your team. How is your work life, which is going to be you as a team. How you're going to adjust yourself. How you're going to accept them. How you're going to get yourself along with the other members. So that along with the team, running alone is easy. Running along with the team seems to be a little bit challenging. So that is also helps you to take proper decisions. Yes. And next important uh, thing which you need to understand is your managerial skills in your decision making, and which is divided into two important things such as hard skills and soft skills. Hard skills are nothing but the teachable abilities and the skills that you have, something which you learn, which you can acquire, that you can gain because of your proper learning. Your proficiency in a foreign language, you get a degree, and your additional technical skills, your typewriting or learning a computer, you're going to equip yourself with another technology, all those things. And then machine operation, yes, and you're going to learn external things. So all those can comes under hard skills, which you can learn, develop. Then something along with that which you have to acquire, you have to know, is something called soft skills, which is known as power skills or interpersonal skills. So this has got how you communicate, how flexible you are, what kind of leadership you use, how is your teamwork, your team effort, how you as an individual and as a team you're going to work yourself, what is your initiative you give, and even along with that, what is important is your time management. Managing time seems to be very, very important compared to each and every other skills. So if you know to manage time, even if it is 5 minutes or if it is a day or even if it is months, you need to know how to adjust with that. You have to get acquainted with all those things so that like you acquire that particular skill and you develop that particular quality in you, which will be great help for you when you take bigger decisions in your life. The next is your leadership skills. Your leadership quality seems to be very, very important, and this is very, very prominent, and it is very, very needed in our life. It helps you to balance between the work life and the family life. You have, when you wanted to have acquire a quality of leadership, you need to have all these things such as efficient communication, knowledge, consistency, visionary, selflessness, courage, willpower, and more than anything else, honesty. You have to be honest because people are believing you. You're the one who's leading the team. You are the forerunner and people are following you. So you need to maintain all these qualities, and you should also maintain honesty, which is very, very important. That honesty is which will build trust and faith in you. So if you wanted to build up trust and faith, this is very important quality which you have to maintain. So these are the four important things which you need to acquire when you wanted to become a very good decision maker in your life. So what will happen if you develop your decision making skill? Why do you want to develop a skill? Is if it is going to be difficult, we wanted to learn, we have to listen, we have to lead a team always. Sometimes if it is good, it's okay. If you're going to if it is going to mar my name or something, am I supposed to move forward? Am I supposed to take up something? Am I supposed to take decisions? And if it's going to be hasty decision, if it is going to go wrong, what will I do? All such questions will arise in your mind. But still, what is very important is that you have to be strong enough to take a wild decision. That each and every decisions in your life will make you move forward with positivity, and your optimistic decisions will make you better. And moreover, you will, when you develop these skills, what will happen? You will become better decision maker. If you become a better decision maker, when your decision is accurate, When you're clear, people will come rush to you. They will ask you, what will I do for this? People will have all such doubts. They will come and ask you whether, is it right? Am I supposed to do? Is it, see, that time you build in your confidence. Automatically, when people believe you, have faith in you, have trust in you, when they come closer to you, and when you feel that you became a very good decision maker, that will definitely hold you high. That will tell you whom you are. That will build in your personality, improve your confidence. Okay, that will boost a great happiness and strength in you. And when you are able to make quick decisions, you will save time and you will accomplish more faster. You can do multiple tasks at a time and you become better. And moreover, when you are faster, when you save time, you can utilize that particular time for some other thing, to better your resources, to contribute more, to work efficiently, to move forward in your professional development. And it will definitely enhance you. It will make you will feel committed. Your commitment will become stronger and stronger day after day. You will learn to balance between work life and personal life. Sometimes it will be a great challenge in front of you. Of course, yes. When, until and unless you meet with challenge, you will never proceed. You will stop. So, if you know in the beginning, when you wanted to balance between this work life and personal life, yes, it is challenging. Only when you take up challenges, when you are ready to take up challenges, you have to take a decide. You have to decide. What you have to decide? Yes, you have to take both. Otherwise, you will take only one. No, I'm very comfortable with my personal life. I learned my degree. My name is so and so. I have a lot of degrees at my back. It is just used only just to put it in the invitation. Is that we want? We need to bring our resources out. We have to be useful for somebody. We have to make ourselves comfortable, and we have to make use of our resources as well as share things. Okay, sharing is very very important. And when will you share? When you work, when you put all your potentials, when you start working, when you're able to. Sometimes it's very difficult when you wanted to carry two things at a time. It's difficult, but still, when you know, slowly you will learn to balance both. In spite of lot of struggles and hurdles which comes your way, march forward. Take a decision that I want both. Yes, and you will become efficient in all work you do. So that's very very important. You might ask me, when you take decision, don't you think that a lot of barriers will come? Yes, of course there are a lot of barriers will come in your way. When the barriers are blocking, you have to cross. So what are the barriers? There are n number of lists. There are big lists to have. Okay. Among that, there are four important things which becomes the biggest barrier in your life, which stops you to take decision. That is hasty. Yes, you have to, like your hastiness, making quick decision is very important. If you're hasty enough, you prolong, you procrastinate, you take time, you're not going to decide quickly, somebody is going to take your pick and go. Yes. So you should not take hasty decisions. You should take quick decisions, but not hasty decisions. Hasty decisions and quick decisions are entirely different. Quick is you take a pause and you take in a minute. Hasty decision is without thinking or rethinking. You take some decisions and finally you think about it and feel bad about it and all such things. So those things are supposed to be avoided. And the next thing is you have to narrow down. Decision making is very limited. You got it? So narrowing down, okay, sometimes you will narrow it down. See, narrowing down with certain things is very, very important. But if you say, if you're going to cut everything, okay, finally you're narrowing down to make a decision becomes very limited. Yes, you need to have more. You have to pick the best. Yes, and from that best, you have to give your best. Instead, when you're going to narrow down everything, finally you won't have any picks over there. You have only one choice. Yes, out of so many choices, there will be one choice you have to pick. So that will become another difficulty, another barrier. And next thing is the scattered thoughts. Yes, when your mind is scattered, when your thoughts are scattered, when you are not organized, when you're not able to connect with one with another, you are disorganized with things. Thoughts and your feelings, your decisions you make, everything is scattered in your brain. It is there, but you have to search where it is. So either narrowing down or being scattered too much of anything is also too bad. Yes, and the next thing is fuzzy. So even that becomes another barrier because clarity is very important. Lack of clarity, yes, will, like, you cannot take any decisions. Okay, and you need to overlook at one point of time, you need to reconsider your decisions and all such things. So all that, when you're not clear about some concept, okay, your decisions will not be right. So when you wanted to break these barriers, there are so many other things are important. Yes, in a decision time, the lot of inputs will come to your mind. Okay, you have to listen to your intuition. There are two minds which will tell you proceed and not proceed. You have to think about it, listen to the full version of that, what it says. If it is going to stop your growth or your development, put a stop to that. Okay, if something says it is going to be risky, risky is okay. Its danger is different. Okay, if it is risky, okay, take the challenge. If it is danger, think twice. Yes, then you wanted to check whether you are going to be rewarded, awarded, or you're going to be appreciated, or all such things. That is also very, very important. And the perspective, the way you look, your perspective matters a lot, your luck matters a lot, and finally, everything, the impact you create because of your decision making during that particular period of time seems to be very, very important. Right. Now you will have a doubt. So, okay, fine. How to break these barriers? So we understand that a lot of barriers in our life. I'm struggling. I wanted to move forward. There are people stopping. Even I myself was stopping with so many other things, with a lot of questions in my mind. There are a lot of barriers. My laziness, this and that, are stopping me. How to break the barriers? Every problem will have a solution, isn't it? So we need to march toward the solution, learn from the experiences. So how to break the barriers? So to breaking the barriers, decision making is very, very important. For which you need to follow these 6 important points. One is identify which is your problem, where are you going wrong, or which is stopping you to take a decision, identify the problem, generate options to, if the problem is identified, how to eradicate it, generate a lot of options to that. Okay, when there are multiple options, you can choose one, and if it's one fails, you can choose another options. Okay, generate a lot of options. Okay, and after generating a lot of options, you need to analyze whether the option you have taken, or what you have taken into consideration is right or not. Analyze that option. After analyzing, if it is not needed, remove that. Have only the option which is selected. Okay, the selected best option you're going to retain with you. And after retaining the important best ones, you are going to implement the decision. The implementation seems to be very, very important. And after implementing that, you're going to learn, you're going to evaluate. See, if you're going to evaluate that, you're going to apply it, isn't it? When you implement it, you will know the feedback from the people. So when from the feedback, you will understand a lot of things. Yes, your evaluation, whether it is good or bad, and everything you will be knowing. So after understanding that, if it is right, very good. You can retain that and you march towards it. In case if you feel that is wrong, you learn from that decision. So that is very, very important in our life. After that, so there's another question: how to acquire this decision making skill? So if you want to acquire, what is the different process? Suggestions. Okay. So for which you need to have all these things in your mind. Yes. So establishing a positive decision, you have to make your environment. Say your environment is the one which is going to decide what do's and don'ts. Okay. So people around you will tell a lot of things. Okay. But the positive yes, okay, that will lead you to a positive decision, and the healthy atmosphere which you are in will generate lot of inputs to you, and with that inputs you can generate potentials which is within you, which you acquired, which you get it from your environment, and from that you generate potential solutions to the problems. After getting the solutions to the problem, next thing is you evaluate that solution. You value and see whether the solution what you have is right at this point of time, whether it's going to give me something, just not only monetary benefits, it can be a benefit which can make you feel proud. Yes, even it might be pretty trivial thing which is going to make you happy. Because of that one, if you're going to life saving and all such things, you did one exercise, isn't it? You're going to save somebody. So that decision which has been evaluation, and it will end up bringing you a lot of positive suggestions and solutions. And after that, you're going to decide upon and going to check the decision, and you're going to communicate and implement your decisions. So implementing is one important thing which you all need to know. So communicating to the people, implementing at the right time, at the right place, in the right environment will is very important. That is how your decision making skill is improving. Yes. Then. Yes. See, when you acquire that particular skill, what else you get is a very good human relationship. You'll get to know a lot of people. You get a lot of experience. Your family life and the work life will be so happy. Yes, and that will nurture your personality. And the personality is nothing but your thoughts, feelings, and behavior. Okay, your past experiences, your family values, your societal influences, your upbringing, your learning, your decision making skills will help you to build in relationships, and all that relationship will give you a lot of experiences so that you can get motivated Yes, and self motivate yourself. Yes, when you are able to understand, when you take proper decisions in your life, you can, when you learn and when you acquire to get strength, when you're able to balance between life and work, when you're strong enough to face things, automatically you will be positive. You will think positive. Then there is no cons, there is only can. You can do anything. Yes, and everything. When you self motivate, you move forward. When you appreciate and motivate others, a team themselves along with you will move forward. So this is very, very important. I hope you all will understand. And this is the slide which tells you, if you are not able to take a proper decision, don't be afraid. Don't be rejected. Don't be dejected. Even you're thrown out. Cross the obstacles. Move around. Okay? Don't feel low. Don't sit and cry. Don't feel bored. Face the challenge. Don't be tense. Don't be angry. Don't fight. Don't grumble. You have to cross the hurdles, break the opportunity, calculate time, make wealth out of waste, accept the failure as a part of your process, and every learning becomes, you are, you're going to learn everything from your failure, and all failures also will lead to a path to success. So decision making seems to be very, very important. Thank you guys. I hope this session will great use to you.
Thank
Good evening,
you,
ma'am.
Sangeeta ma'am. Good evening and
Yes.
thank you very much. Yeah, yeah. Continue, please continue. Yeah.
Okay,
Sir, go
sir.
ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. Lakshmi ma'am, please feel free. You go on, go on. Yeah, I'll talk later, please.
Good evening, ma'am, and thank you so much for another wonderful session on decision making. I think it was like an alarming and awakening call for each one of us here. Probably everyone will agree for that. I just have a quick clarification. Could you
Yes.
differentiate hard skill and the soft skill in the under the heading you gave as like a managerial skill? I didn't get it
Yes, ma'am.
clearly. Thank you.
You just want that slide again, or if I, it's better if I
I
tell
do.
you that.
I don't need the slide again. I just want the a simple clarification from your side. That's enough.
Okay.
That's enough. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You want the hard skill and soft skills?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes. Ma'am, the hard skill is something which you learn, you acquire, you learn, you build upon your skills. Okay, which can be seen, which can be, witnessed by everybody. It's a learning. It's a part of your degree or your proficiency in a particular language and so on. But soft skill is something which is actually which is, like, you can only feel about it, and you cannot, you can only understand. That is the interpersonal skill, and where a lot of communication and the quality in which you exhibit is involved. See, that's a learning. This is application of your knowledge. You acquire knowledge is your hard skill. You apply that knowledge in something is your soft skill. Is that okay, Lakshmi ma'am?
Yeah, the last part was breaking up. I couldn't hear. The knowledge, after the knowledge, I couldn't hear.
No, ma'am. Hard skill is some. Is that okay now? Fine, ma'am. The
Yeah, yeah,
knowledge is
yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. The hard skill is something, like you acquire, you learn. You get a degree, you get something in paper and a thing, and you learn. that is you gain in something which is coming in, where soft skill is something which you apply. Yes, apply on a particular scenario, on a situation.
Right, right, right. And this
Good
is
evening, madam.
something recollection and recalling in the classroom situation. When the students are being asked, so they have to apply the logic and the principle of the topic. They have right, something like that, right?
Good
I'm
evening, ma'am.
sorry, your voice there
Good
is
evening,
some.
madam. Hello. Good
Good
evening,
evening,
madam.
sir. Good evening, sir.
That was a wonderful session from your side, madam. Actually, I have got a simple doubt, but I'm unable to
Yes, sir.
come out of that. I'm interested to
Yes.
know what are the tools and techniques that are available to evaluate a particular decision that has been taken up from the n number of options that we have undergone through.
Okay. See, when you have lot of when you take a decision, and there are a lot of things which there are, for example, even I have one small sample which I asked, whom you will choose. One situation where there are three options given. See, you will select an option which you choose. Which is not forced. But the thing is, the decision you take should be beneficial to you as well as to others. It has to
Yes,
be
madam.
two-way process.
We should have
Only
more
when
advantages when
you,
compared to the disadvantages. Am I correct, madam?
yes, your advantages, the decisions you make should be beneficial both for the giver and the receiver. In the both end, if
Okay.
it's going to be helpful, it's a very good decision.
Hmm.
Your decision might differ from others' decision. Yes,
Yes, madam.
need not be the everybody need not take a same decision. Anybody can take any decision, but the decision should not be harmful to others. It has to be
Yes,
beneficial,
madam.
and you have to have a learning out of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And
sir.
could we go for taking a decision based upon certain kind of polls or certain kind of surveys? Not exactly surveys, polling. Can we take a decision blindly if the number of polls are in favor of the decision that we have taken? Can we accept that
No,
decision?
no, sir. For example, if there are if 10 people and all 9 are telling one, and if you feel that the decision is wrong, that is not worth enough, you need not choose that. If
Okay,
you
okay.
feel that that decision is not right, it is not decided on the majority wins. It is depend on at that particular period of time what is required is the one which you need to take decide upon.
Mm-hmm.
Madam, good evening.
Good
Thank
evening,
you, madam.
sir.
Thank you.
This is Veera
Okay.
Raghavan from Coimbatore. Happy to
Yes,
note
sir.
one more leading professor from PSG has come forward to give a presentation today. Most
Okay.
welcome to you. I am also from Coimbatore. Okay. I am very happy of your beaming smile and good presentation. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Really, you made a wonderful presentation. As regards
Thank you.
decision making, sometimes our decision goes wrong after a couple of months or years. Sometimes, of
Yes.
course, there is a saying, listen from everybody, decide at your end. Because so that you need not
Yes.
blame others. Okay, this is the normal condition. But at one stage, what happens because of you, I decide or enter the business or profession, and the people begin to blame on others. What do you comment about this, madam?
Sir, decisions, all the decisions you take may not be right. That's what, sir. We feel, see, when you take some hasty decisions, it might go wrong. And sometimes it might be successful also. Like that, when you take decisions, when you are strong in your thing, your decision might be wrong after some years, as you told. But that decision, from that decision, you would have learned something. That learning will help you not to take the same decision in future. And if there is one in case if you have taken a decision, for example, if you have taken your profession or something, you feel you regret for it and all, like after a long period of time, and still there is a chance at any point of time that you can reconsider your decision and slightly if you make some changes in the decision making and that particular period of time, that you can reach the destination.
Actually, in many
Ma'am,
fields,
I've got a
many
small
fields,
question here.
okay, in
Please, sir.
many
Yes,
fields, people feel that they made a wrong decision to choose a particular career. After some years, they say, including computer, IT, even the professors, they are telling, I think I made a wrong decision. Here I am unable to flourish. I don't say only the professors or teachers, even in business also. Because unknown competitions like that, it comes. Suppose a small business means a mall has come near to that. People are running to normals and all that. That is why I'm saying how far we can keep up the decision and continue it.
Sir, there are a lot of things that, as you said, like, yes, after going, see, if it is your decision, you have to stand strong with your decision.
Okay,
It
okay.
decide who's making decision. It is your decision, final decision is yours. If your decision is based on your friend, because my parents told me that, I've taken this decision. Because my father is a businessman, I'm following that way. So when you go after a particular period of time, when you are, like when you stop somewhere and you feel that I'm wrong somewhere, I would have taken that because my friend told me that. Instead, my parents told me this. This is the reason why I took all those things. Let it be business, let it be profession, let it be career, let it be life. Like there are certain decisions, like it's very difficult. You cannot change it fully, but what you can do is you can make changes in that. You cannot make others. You cannot point out somebody for
This is the
that. You should
reason.
not blame. Yes, you have to take right or wrong, blame or thing. It is you who are going to take a decision.
Okay,
So
okay.
then after your decision, also decision making sometimes meets a failure. That's what every time you go for it, you learn a next step for it.
So we
Definitely,
have to think I am the
sometimes
responsible. I am the responsible for the decision.
you're the responsible. We are
Okay.
the responsibility. Nobody to blame.
It has a good spirit. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, in
Even sir.
Mahabharata,
Yes,
hello,
sir.
madam, in Mahabharata, Dronacharya left out his arms and ammunitions on hearing that his son was killed, which was totally a wrong one. So, was his decision a correct decision or that was an incorrect decision? Because he doesn't know whether it was really a fact or it was not a fact.
Sir, this actually at certain period of time, everybody are learned ones. Everybody knew that we have to go with, like even like if this is a scenario like a real judge decision in a court. Even though when see court has to go with the law, which is
Hmm.
fixed with the list of rules and regulations,
Yes,
even
madam.
though the judge understands the person who is being victimized is
Yes,
not
madam.
one, the decision because of the eyewitnesses,
Hmm.
the punishment has to be given to the person, isn't it? So that time the decision he takes might be wrong, but that according to the humanity is wrong, but according to the law it's right.
Yes, because that's a proof of evidence that he gets over there.
Yes, in the same way, this also happens in Mahabharata when it is understood that because it is not known that it will happen so. So it is destiny which actually, it pushes to that particular scenario, and nobody can escape destiny unless until we have to bear it.
Ma'am, good evening. In this
Good
regard,
evening,
may I add a point?
please.
Yeah, see, for example, Ramayana or Mahabharata, Mahabharata especially, he was asking about, Mr. Kiran was asking about it. See,
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
that is an incarnation of a god which has taken
Hmm.
place, and each one of the characters have to perform their duties. And
Yes,
it
madam.
decided because each one of them have to know their karmas. So it goes like that. I mean, going to mythological way of explanation, it is like that. And Mahabharata, the characters of Mahabharata is found in, of course, in present day also. But that time, Lord Krishna, he says in every Mahabharata shloka that everything is explained, everything is destined because they have to perform there. See, somebody is suffering means they have to complete their suffering. It's not like, I mean, of course, God could have gone and stopped them and given them everything. Like, for example, Krishna's best friend, why did he not go till the end to come out of the poverty?
Sudama.
Yeah, Sudama. He could have
Yes, madam.
saved him long time back, but he says his karma means his suffering should be complete. Only then he will be a complete man. Whatever the other, in we say in Sanskrit, Arishad Vargas. So whatever those are there should be taken out if you want to achieve a moksha. So, like that, when we talk about the characters in the mythology, that's all done actually. When we come to our present day, our decisions sometimes will be wrong. Then we will be
Yes,
the
madam.
failure ones, and we will be, um, taking the suffering. There
Yes,
we
ma'am. Because
cannot
many
achieve.
life coaches, yeah, many life coaches have been
This is
saying that
Joe. Say hi, Joe.
we get the
Hi.
decision making
He's a
skill from the
designer. A
Mahabharata
great
or
one.
Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, of course.
So
That is why.
that's the reason why. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah, that is why. So the
The
characters,
special function keys are
how many
ThinkPad
of
life
us are
codes, a
really
quick way to
following
navigate
if
your
we are
computer
taking?
without having to
We,
click
there
through
are
menus for a minute.
life skills. There are something to there are lots of things to learn from Mahabharata. But how many of
Yes,
us are
madam. It's an
learning?
ocean. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I was telling in an example, like where parents put a pressure, or sometimes it happens like this, for students. So for students, the studies, the career, and marriage, all these are stages where decision making is very significant. Sorry,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
didn't.
I agree.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't exceed my limit, I think.
Thank you,
Thank,
ma'am. Anyway, thank you.
thank you,
Thanks a
madam.
lot. You
Thank
have
you, madam. That
actually
was
given
really
a
good.
detailed
Thank you.
explanation for it.
Thank you.
And from the chat box, I can understand that Lakshmi Krishna ma'am, she needs clarification from the classroom situation. Ma'am, it's for you. You have asked me that you need a clarity between hard and soft skill, the differentiation with respect to the classroom situation. For example, when we take a pre writing, for example, according to the rule of the pre writing is meant for you need to write only the three-fourth of that content which is being given to your passage. And for example, if it is 150 words, it has to be reduced to 50 words. And that is being taught theoretically and practically to the students. And when they apply that skill, that is what is being taught in the class. With this much, I have to give up all the rules and regulations being taught, isn't it? So that becomes your hard skills. But the application skills, that is soft skills, is the student, they need to divide that from 150 to 50. But which 50? Are they going to just number them and going to cut that off? And you're going to just write down only 50 words just for the count? Or they have to take the essence of that, they have to utilize it, they have to present it in such a way that the content is not disturbed. The same content of 150 words is also there in this 50 words. Choice of vocabulary, the word, the synonyms you choose, and the content you reduce to a particular number, approximation. That is what is needed. So that is called soft skill, ma'am. So that is what you can differentiate between hard skill and soft skill. That is learning and, is that okay, ma'am? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Choice of vocabulary and the content is focused. And when you focus that, when you're able to limit that using your quality, yes, using your skill, that becomes your soft skill. Is that okay, ma'am? Yes. And is there any other questions which you need to answer?
I mean, would this be correct to say that if something is negative, then that is a hard skill, and in case if it's a positive, that would be a soft skill? Suppose a statement is a positive statement, that is a soft skill, and if a statement is a negative statement, that's a hard skill.
No, not like that. So the quality which you actually, like how we are it's not positive and negative which decides your hard skill and not soft skill. That is what you learn, what you acquire, what you like externally when you it is a knowledge which you gain out of a particular type of learning, study materials, the knowledge what you
Yes,
gain.
ma'am.
But this is implementation, bringing it out. That's the way in and the way out. How you're going to be. It talks about
Way in
your
is hard
ability.
skill and way out is soft skill. Is that correct, madam?
Yeah, approximately.
Okay, okay. That's great, madam. Thank you, madam.
Okay, sir.
Thank you all for this wonderful input and all the deliberations, and especially the participants' discussion. This has made more than the participation truly meaningful one. And we are so very proud to have Dr. Sangeeta Madam from PSD Arts and Science College, who has taken her valuable time off and doing a wonderful presentation on this um, International Virtual Faculty Development Program on English Language, Literature, Linguistics, and Cultural Studies. Thank you, everyone, for your valuable inputs and wonderful discussions. And moving ahead, we have Professor Veera Raghavan, sir, Senior Corporate Trainer and Communication Skills Expert from Coimbatore, amidst us, to introduce the second session's presenter, Dr. Once again, Dr.
Kavida Raj. Kavida Raj.
Karthika, yes.
Sir,
Over to
Dr.
Mr.
Kavida
Veera
Raj.
Raghavan, sir, for further proceedings. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, I thank
Okay,
you.
sir. Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And we are looking forward to have your patronage and support for this WELLTTA forum. And I'll
you,
get in
sir.
touch with you, ma'am. Thanks again, ma'am, for wonderful
Thank you.
presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations, ma'am. Hearty congratulations once again.
Thank
You,
you.
ma'am. Over to Professor Veera Raghavan, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Pleasant evening to everybody, dear professors, WELLTTA family members, students, and other guest members. Dr. Kavida, I am happy to introduce Dr. Kavida Raj, basically a soft skill trainer. Completed her PhD in 2018 in Bardar University, UG and PG in PSGR Krishnamal College, Coimbatore. She is much interested in literary theories, Indian English literature, and functional grammar. She has more than 11 years of experience, and she served in KG College, Tamil Nadu College of Engineering, Sri Krishna College of Technology, and NGP Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. Some of the papers published by her is the writing style of Kiran Desai's Hello Bello, eco-critical study of Kiran Desai's both in international and national journals, language light, ICT to endure speaking skills, enhance speaking skills, the international war of men against nature, an ecological study of Sidney Shilton, the creative launcher published, and conducted lots of workshops, presented papers in national and international level, seminars and conferences. She is a British Council certified business English teacher trainer. She is well versed in English, Tamil, and Malayalam. I am very much pleased to present Dr. Kavida Raj to this forum. Most welcome, madam. We are eagerly waiting for your program. Welcome, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the very nice introduction that I've heard. Thank you, sir. And happy evening, all. Of course, I believe it's nearly 8:45 or so, but I think that I won't take much of your time. But I believe that it's going to be a useful presentation. First of all, I would like to ask I want this session to be more interactive. Basically, any presentation for that matter, we want the presentation to be more interactive. So my topic, it is on strategies to make a very effective presentation. So can I get some of your comment, like just in a sentence? What do you know, or what is presentation?
Exchanging the ideas from the speaker to the audience, maybe 10 or 100 or any number.
Wonderful, sir. I need some more comments, some more answers, please.
There are multiple answers out there. Just I convey
Sir,
one.
but I want multiple answers from multiple persons. So that would be wonderful.
Lots
na?
of people available. I think everyone will apply some different ideas. Thank you, madam.
I would really appreciate. Kalai ma'am, can you please comment on this? Because I was really impressed by the way you were talking about Mahabharata and all. Can you tell what is presentation to you? Anybody else?
I think, madam, interchange of ideas.
Yes, sir. But do you think the ideas, what level of ideas? Is that, yes, ma'am.
Whatever we present, it should be comprehensive enough to reach the audience, the target audience.
Yes.
Of course, the purpose will be served successfully.
I would really appreciate the word targeted audience. So if I'm a person to do with English literature, if I'm going to talk, I've got all my degrees with English literature, and I'm going to present in front of some 50, 500 or whatever it is, I'm going to talk something that what I know the best to the persons, to the whole lot of persons, maybe some 550, whatever, what I thought they should understand, they should comprehend. So it is that the sort of intelligent level, that is what we expect. Kalai ma'am, can I get your answer?
Could you repeat the question, please? I'm sorry.
I hope ma'am had gone for dinner.
No. I had some guests.
Yes, my question was, what is presentation to you?
Presentation. I mean, in virtual, it's okay because you can keep your paper in front of you and you can talk. But otherwise, actually, presentation is something which we have to be comprehensible to others.
Right. Ma'am, and a common question to all. Do you think that a classroom scenario where with chalk and talk method is difficult, or a simple presentation with a PPT is difficult?
It depends on what level, isn't it?
Yes, of
because
course.
See, when you talk to when it is a primary or even secondary schools, they need teachers guidance, and some of them need like the teacher's face to be seen, and they will be responding.
The question is, which one do you prefer? Which one is easy and which one will you prefer?
For the university students, I would prefer presentation.
That's good. And which one is difficult? Which one is difficult out of chalk and talk or presentation?
I think both are difficult because if you don't prepare, if you're not prepared well,
both are difficult.
Yeah.
But if we are prepared, both are easy.
Yes.
I hope everybody accept my point?
Yes, exactly. Yes. See, it depends on how we prepare and how much we are going to convey it to them. And when we have that, as somebody said, like targeted audience, we know the audience, we can present to them what is their level or what is their understanding. So we will prepare for them and we will be conveying and we'll be doing our best, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
That is why we have to ask who will be the audience. If you go for a college or anything, Who will be the
Exactly.
audience? That is the first
Exactly,
question we
sir.
must ask.
Exactly. You're
Okay?
right.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
The way we take class to a UG student and the way we take class to a PG student, it differs. And of course, we have to be much more prepared. Of course, I have to be much more prepared to take a presentation, to take on presentation to all such persons, scholars today. So I'll start with my presentation.
Ma'am,
Shall
just
I?
one minute.
Sure, ma'am.
I've been struggling because there are network issues today. To me, presentation is manifestation.
Wow. Ma'am, can you explain?
Yeah.
Can you explain on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We have a topic or a common subject, and we have to manifest all that we know, all that we have acquired.
Yeah.
Innate and acquired knowledge to a given audience, which we call the target audience.
Right, right.
The learner.
Great, ma'am. Great,
The
ma'am.
learner.
Yeah,
Or a partner who will learn from us and give back something which we will in turn learn from him or the group.
Okay. So one last question right now that I would like to ask. Yes, ma'am.
Madam, here I would like to add one more idea.
Yes,
Madam,
sir.
actually, in a talk, you need lots of memory skill, order of the speech and all. But in a presentation, just by looking at the line, only for that particular idea, if you explain, that is more than enough.
That's
with
right,
your
sir.
experience.
That's right. That's right.
Hello.
Yes,
So
yes,
always
ma'am.
presentation is very easy.
Yes, Uma, ma'am, please.
Yeah, Kavita, all the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
According to me, chalk and talk method is best, and PPT can be used as a tool because in chalk and talk method, there will be a face-to-face and eye contact which connects the audience with us.
Wonderful, ma'am. That's right. Yes, ma'am.
Madam, I think chalk and talk is a hard skill method and presentation is a soft skill method.
Okay,
No,
sir.
that
So
also
I have a
show your
question. I
real
have a
skill. That also show your real skill. Spontaneously, you are able to explain lots of things.
Ma'am, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, chalk and talk or PPT, in my opinion, both are different.
Okay, ma'am.
To certain extent,
Yeah.
because chalk and talk is basically the traditional way or the traditional method of conveying the message to the receivers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And PPT, so-called the presentation, has come recently, has overtaken the chalk and talk method. So I agree with the word manifestation, and it is the demonstration of the skill what you have. And right now you're presenting whatever your ideas to us. Whether it reaches to all the 40, that is a question mark. And how you're going to do it, that is a second part. So now talk and talk is different and PPT is different. Whether we can compare it to hard and soft skill, that is also different. We cannot combine all of these together because the time is changing, the method of teaching is changing, the morality or whatever the researchers, everything is like saying it. Like we are moving on with the changes. This is my opinion. I hope you get it.
Ma'am, I have a common question to all. As we were discussing about chalk and talk method and presentation PPT, what is the sort of expectation that we have? What do we expect towards the end of a presentation?
What I said, it is like you are right now, you have 40 plus audience, so-called targeted participants.
Right.
And now like all 40 plus are able to understand you well or not.
Yeah.
So that means you should set up your views or the thoughts that what you have to
Wonderful,
reach to everyone. That's with the clear language, with clear vocabulary, or I can say precise sentences.
Right, ma'am. Wonderful. So I got the answer. What do we expect? What is a presentation? What do we expect? What are the things that should be incorporated in a presentation, and how different it is from chalk and talk method? So now I'll just start with my PPT. Hope you can just, ma'am, as I just go over the slide, if you have anything to say, you're most welcome.
Ma'am, I think the purpose for the chalk and talk or for the PPTs is like whether the idea has got transformed for implementation or not, or the information has got transformed for implementation or not.
Sir, just a while. The idea. So basically, what I want to say is whether it is chalk and talk method or PPT or whatever method that it would come in future, the base is this. I'm going to share my ideas, share my views to you, and in a comprehensible way. Is that the other person who listens to me could understand to what I'm talking, what I'm presenting? Is that right? Uh, could you understand? I mean, is it okay for you, sir, what the explanation that I have given,
Yes,
or
madam.
you want
I
to
do
just
agree. Yes, madam.
further?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Shall I start my presentation?
Welcome, madam. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. So, the common question to all, but I want an answer, a precise answer. Of course, I believe that everybody could read. What special feature of your teacher's presentation made you to remember him or her, their teaching skill even today, even now? I just want everybody to tell the particular teacher's name, just one teacher's name. And I want you to comment, tell what is the special characteristic of them, their teaching, that made you to just remember them throughout all your teaching or your career, whatever. So I want some volunteers.
Madam, my English teacher.
Ma'am, may I know her good name, please?
I can't remember. She used to put her signature as LK, capital
Oh,
L and like little stylish K. So every day I used to follow, and like when I was like in the school, and I was thinking that I have to become like her.
okay.
I cannot remember exactly the name, and the way that she was talking to the students, probably nowadays we can say it is a communication.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, while speaking, she would put things on the board so beautifully in terms of drawing. So that
Okay.
made me, yeah, yeah. So
That
that
was
made
wonderful.
me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. That was nice.
Madam, one
Yes, sir.
Professor Peter, some 45 years ago, I studied PUC, okay,
Yes,
from
sir.
a small town. We couldn't
Yes.
understand anything from Mr. Peter. However,
Okay.
every day he says,
Uh,
listen in English or go to hell. But that made us to have more interest in English. At least we
okay, sir.
learned some 45 years ago a little English. Now we are
Okay,
far
sir.
better. And that's why still I remember his name. Okay,
I
madam.
think that was an
Wonderful, sir.
inspiration for you to become a role model for all of us, sir. Thank
Oh,
you
okay,
so
thank you, madam.
much.
Thank you, madam. Still we are learning, madam. That is the thing. He
So,
made such a boost in us. Learn, listen,
Ma'am,
etc.
I
Every day
want
he
to
says.
say two things, two
yes,
persons.
yes,
One
ma'am.
is my mother, who taught me to, because I was not knowing anything in Kannada and I had to read a very big book of Kannada for my exams and all when I was in fifth standard. She
Yes,
would
ma'am.
teach me, in our houses we had like what do you call, the red painted walls. So
Okay.
she would make me to practice, and n number of times she would tell me, she would repeat it, and that's how I learn, and that is my first guru. And I studied in a convent school where I had a teacher. I mean, the sister, we call the nuns, Sister Marcian. She was helping me out with these two subjects, because Kannada, as I told you, and mathematics, because mathematics was very difficult for me. Probably I am not of that brain, a science brain. So she
Uh,
had a technique to teach me, because she was giving special attention.
Yes, ma'am.
um, so explaining to me in very simple terms, and making me to understand.
So we remember teachers who just draw beautifully,
Mm,
the teacher who make us
mm,
repeat, and of
mm,
course the teachers who are like very intelligent, and
Mm.
I believe that teachers who are very original, who
Yes.
don't pretend,
Mm.
and who share their knowledge that they have in all
Mm.
their mind, that they have incubed all years of experience. So
And
when
they will
they
be
share,
patient enough. They will be patient
yes,
enough
yes.
to repeat.
Ma'am, I strongly believe that teachers who are with great stuff
Mm.
will never bark at students.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a
They'll
very
be
true.
very patient.
Yes.
So these are
Yes.
the things that we really like. And
Mm.
I believe that teachers are very great persons who do presentations daily, hours, 6 hours, 4 hours. But now the scenario had changed. Any company that we work,
Mm.
to the size, whatever size it may be, they make presentations. Managers, team
Mm.
leaders, whoever
Mm.
it may be, they make presentations.
Mm.
So things have changed. So we'll
Mm.
go to the next one.
Yeah.
So, of course, most of you will know this. These are the 4 P's of presentation: plan, prepare, practice, and finally present. But what our students do is they do the last one first. Am I right, ma'am? They
Yeah.
present. And
Some of
when
the students, when we ask them to do, they do it like that.
yeah, they present first, and out of presenting, they practice,
Uh,
and finally they prepare. Okay, something went wrong. Okay, I'll prepare for the next one and
uh,
plan.
yeah.
Can anybody tell some points that is to do with planning? How do you plan, or what do you plan for your presentation? Yes. What do you plan for your?
Madam,
Yes,
as
ma'am.
regards the
The
planning,
information first.
Yeah, right.
The content.
Yeah, what information is to be conveyed to the targeted audience? That we plan first. Then we break it down into different slides.
Great, great.
how
It
much
is like
how much time we have to present? That also we have to consider at the
But
time
it's
of
a, I
planning.
think that it's a very good idea that even before starting a presentation, if suppose if we have an idea like I'll present on this day, we put that in a paper, in a sheet of paper. We plan, okay, this is the time. These are the number of these many audiences are there, and I'm going to present for them for this much of duration. So we do have. I think that it is better that we put that in a sheet of paper. Do you agree with me? Or in your
Yes.
system, or in your
Uh,
system,
yeah.
whichever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I want to add here. I think we have to set up the objective, introduction,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
the main content which we are going to do, like a plenary or like main lesson, and then the assessment evaluation in terms of the
Right.
classroom situation. When
Yes,
it
right.
comes to the presentation or like in the other way around, anyway the objective has to be set so that we ourselves can self evaluate or self reflect on what we are going to talk, or like how much we, as Dr. Veera Raghavan said, the time is also the focused point. We have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
manage within the time. Okay, objective for 2 minutes, or like in an introduction, so and so like if these skills are practiced in the classroom, probably the students will get as a role model and they will continue to do so. And
Of
this is
course.
my opinion. Thank you.
Yes. And
Actually, Kavita Raj madam has come
yes.
forward here to speak for an hour. So if she doesn't prepare for that 1 hour and only for 15 minutes,
Exactly,
think
sir.
of this.
Exactly.
That is why
People
I
are
said,
going to speak hours and hours, but we don't get anything, and that shouldn't happen. We
yes,
have
yes,
Yes.
to, yeah,
yes, yes.
right.
That
And
is why
regarding
some
preparing,
speakers ask, sir, how much time I have to talk? Accordingly, they will prepare and come. Even that
sir,
is also known fact.
sir, I would like to say that if we
Ah.
interact, even 2 hours won't be enough for this presentation. But if it is going to be
Understood.
Exactly.
monotonous,
Exactly.
just 10
You
slides, I
show
could
the
complete that
potential.
just in 5 minutes. Okay, so coming to the second point, preparing, I know it depends and it differs. So whatever material that we want to incorporate with, whatever ideas that we want to share with, so it depends on the topic that we take, and also our subject, our area, whatever it is. For example, if it is to do with statistics, something to do with economics, that's going to be totally different. If it is to do with literature, soft skills, that's going to be nice for us. So preparation, we get material, from any, it can be from any sort, like a primary source, secondary source. We can take some interviews, and I think that we are not supposed to rely too much on YouTube videos, some other Wikipedias or whatever. So we have to be depend on materials which are very authentic. Of course, there is no need to explain on that part. Everybody are very aware of that. The third one is very interesting, and I would like to ask on that. How do you practice for your presentation? And this presentation is not about the presentation that we make in our class. Some presentation that we are going to, maybe our PhD presentation, Viva, or some seminars that we are going to present. So how are we going to practice? How do we practice for that? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Any suggestions? Any question? Any?
Going through the previous slides that have been presented on the same topic, and trying to incorporate something which has not been so far done.
Okay. The point, the question is, I repeat again, how do you practice it? We want to talk, na? We want to talk in front of the audience. There may be some persons who are really, there are few who come there only to ask questions. So we need to tackle them too. So how are we
Yeah.
going to practice?
I
Ma'am,
agree. I
actually,
agree. Some people
Usually,
are there only to ask questions. I agree.
That's right, ma'am.
Ma'am, I think like we
By making
should
notes.
first of all overcome our fear or our, gain the confidence. So
Yes, ma'am.
we generally say, I mean, we generally advise our students, you talk in front of the mirrors, see yourself and all like that. So probably
Yes.
we'll practice, like we will be knowing the audience who are there, and
Yes, ma'am.
what kind of questions we can expect, we can think of it. I mean, probably not all of them, but because sometimes irrelevant or which we wouldn't expect, such questions may come to us.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
so we need to practice in, like, in a room where we can get confidence first and speak
Yes.
clearly to them, to the audience.
So I have
Regarding the practice,
basically
only
we
one.
just practice in front of mirror. That is one thing. Another is that we have another great, wonderful persons who are our friends. We need to talk to our friends. We need to
Yeah.
discuss on the topic, and they'll ask us more questions than what is expected. So in that case, if we tackle our friends, of course, we can be the best. So finally, present. When you are presenting, when you are on the desk, what are the things that you will take care of other than content?
Your body
Opening must
language,
be okay, madam. Madam, please proceed, madam.
sorry, your
Madam,
body
madam.
language, your
Yes, ma'am.
dress, I mean, your way of standing and all those things, the gestures and everything matters also.
Great. So,
Ah.
body language, eye contact, addressing, altogether a personality. And do you think that a voice matters a lot?
Madam,
Oh,
the opening must be very effective, madam, as well as the
Great.
closing, because
Yes,
these
sir.
two things are remembered by the people. Even if the opening is somewhat thing, the closing must be really best, because people will
Just like
remember the last few
just
lines.
like some of the Tamil movies, sir. Am I right?
Madam? What, madam? Sorry.
Just like some of the Tamil movies that we see.
anything, even in English also.
give an example, ma'am.
Ma'am, example, ma'am, it is like almost 2-3 years back I saw films, and I have a small kid at home, so I rarely get time to watch even a serial, so rare. Okay, ma'am, so we'll move to the next one. Of course, presentation, as you said, body language, that includes all your posture, gesture, eye contact, your
Dressing,
voice.
voice.
Yes, everything
Madam,
together.
a presenter is supposed to be a good actor. Is this correct or incorrect?
No, sir, not at all. I can't act like another. See, if it is me, Kavida Raj, I can't behave like Kalai ma'am.
Yeah.
Right? Kalai
Yes.
ma'am is Kalai. She what she is. So I have to be myself there. If the first presentation
Okay.
I'm not so good, the second, third, fourth, or the 10th, I'll try to overcome and I can be the best.
Yeah, and
So,
moreover, if we imitate, we may forget what we are presenting.
that's good. That's right, ma'am. That's right. So we have to be what we
Madam,
are when we
here
present.
acting is not pretending others. Whether he himself or herself, a kind of acting and doing. That's what he is asking. He's not pretending as others or copying.
No, sir, we are not supposed to act. We have been, what to say, we have been taking classes, we have been presenting all these years. If we are ourselves, we'll be a bit comfortable. We'll be
Yes, sir, that
comfortable
is
with the language, we'll be comfortable with the content that we are supposed to deliver. So that part we'll
Hmm.
be quite okay with. We'll be easier. So
Because
it's something that we
madam,
have.
nowadays when we are presenting locally, the language that is to be followed would be different from the one that is required for a corporate presentation. Because there we have to use different kind of vocab, and here we have to use different kind of vocab. So it matters, no?
Sir,
That
I just want to comment on this. Even in whatever field it is, corporate or whatever it is, everybody towards the end, whether they understand or not, what they say is, "What a language you are." So that's what they comment on that. If we are good in the language that we speak, it's better that we speak in whatever way we are best with. Shall I go to the next one? Okay, so
yes, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
here comes the base of communication. So presentation, the four P's. To make the four P's to be the best, to make some good presentation, whatever presentation, writing a message, sending an email. So whatever we do, any sort of communication for that matter, I think that these are the three mantras. So it has to be short, simple, and sharp. Sharp in the sense it's simply for the S. I just went for that, gone for that. But sharp, it means to the point. So if we are with all these three things, the base mantras, our presentation or our communication, whatever it is, it would be the best. Yes, do you agree, ma'am? Agree, sir? Yes? Any comment? Yes. So
Well,
next
short
one.
means precise, madam. That's all. Hmm.
Yes. Yes, sir, I told you earlier, it is just for S. The S rhyming is, I just came out with those words. So these are the essence of presentation. If your presentation are to be the best, are to be remembered, first of all, it should have originality. It should have the material which is your own. And of course, we can take some secondary sources, but the idea that we have, the idea that we are going to talk, that has to be our own. And we need to make a lot of research. It can be of, we can rely on any material, the authentic material that we have, but we need to do a lot of research before we present anything. And of course, we have to come out with our findings, our recommendations, and the base of presentation. I believe that if it is a presentation, it is not simply presenting the slides, and towards the end, there will be a person, the presenter will be asking the question, any questions? Nobody will ask any question. So that can't be called as a presentation. So presentation in the sense, towards the end or in between, we are supposed to ask some questions, we have to get some answers. So the interchange of ideas, the learning process, so that is all important in the case of presentation. So this is a format of presentation. It should have an introduction, main body, and conclusion. An introduction, of course, we just come out with the objective of the presentation. What is my aim? What am I going to talk about in my presentation? So that comes in the introduction. And as Sir said earlier, we have to be very intelligent, very schemy in the case of talking about our introduction and conclusion. We have to make our introduction in such a way that it's very interesting. It should make the person sit, somehow they have to listen. So the introduction should be like some interesting part, some interesting and informative material should be there. And some way it should, if it is related to our day-to-day life, if it is related to the person, to the audience, for example, if we start with a presentation, we have this common way of asking some questions or giving some riddles. So anyway, we just show a drawing, ask them some questions. So all these things happen. So the first 5 minutes or so, that has to be very catchy and very interesting. And of course, the main body where we talk about what related to our objective, we just explain, we just go further with all our details about the objective. And of course, the conclusion is all our summary findings, our recommendations, whatever we want to add, we just come out with all our findings in the conclusion. So here comes
Madam, as
again.
regards recommendation, I want to recommend one thing. If the
Yes,
presenter
sir.
is not much experienced, he or she should not go for interaction because some critical questions will be asked immediately.
Yes,
So
sir.
the presenter may not be able to answer. That is why in an interactive session, we must have a deep knowledge about the subject. Otherwise, we should not go for interaction initially. In the course of time, we can go ahead with that. That is my experience. Okay.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Wonderful, sir. So here lies the success of presentation is we have to have all these things in our mind. We have to be like this or whatever. It is just like maybe if suppose if we just Google just on the topic presentation, we'll get as many number of PPTs as possible, as many number of PDF as possible. But the point is, we just put together what is very important and what would make a presentation better. So here we have to keep in our mind our audience. If it is 1 hour, we should be to the timing, limit our speech to the timing, but within the timing we have to be more effective or try to explain whatever we want to explain in that duration. And of course our personality. So here of course everybody knows personality, it is not to do with being fair or nothing like that. So personality in the sense, of course, neat dress, posture, gesture, body language, so everything together. And of course interaction. And here the topic has to be interesting and informative. If the topic is not interesting and informative, it is up to the presenter to just make the audience feel good or get interested into the topic in the simple way that would be understandable to the audience. And finally, of course, visual aids. But what I would really like to say is nowadays visual aids dominate the presentation, it dominate our points. For example, if a person wants to speak for 1 hour, the person has some 40 or 50 slides. And the slides, in the slide, it is not all points. Everything is in a paragraph. And whatever the person wants to speak, it is typed and he or she reads it. So that is not acceptable. So visual aids, it shouldn't dominate. It should just be an aid. It should support our presentation. And here again, I want your valuable comment. So these are the do's and don'ts, which I feel is very basic. And if you want, you can add any number of points that you really like. So do explain a presentation and don't read. Do interact and don't dominate. So this happens. See, once I just went for some company training, some big concern. So the person, the verbal trainer was like, see, I was with a degree, I was a teacher over there, I was a professor, I went there, a whole lot of some 50 teachers were there, but the person doesn't have any patience to talk, to make us feel comfortable. What the person wants is, he wants to say, okay, you do this, you do that. He was just pointing out us to do things. So that can't be accepted. So we are not supposed to dominate in a presentation, but we are supposed to interact. We have to be very comfortable, and also we are supposed to make the audience feel comfortable, share their ideas. So those things are expected. So do share your knowledge and don't impose ideas on others. So we are sharing our knowledge. If it is accepted, okay, good. But the most number of persons who like our topic, who gets interested and they understand, that's really wonderful. Is there anybody, sir or ma'am, can you add any other point, any other do's and don'ts in presentation?
Good evening, madam. Can I
Yes.
interact with you?
Yes, sir, sure.
A from Gayatri College of Science and Management, Srikakulam, Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
And Veeraraghavan sir has mentioned his experience with valid points. I too agree with him. Whenever we give a presentation and we have to prepare questions also, what are the questions are to be expected from the audience? That's also
Yes, sir.
most important point while we are presenting the things. Another point, first we have to accept even the participants' views or their knowledge also, because it is nothing but sharing of some experienced people. Sometimes we may leave a particular point, so we can get the point also from the audience. And the
Yes,
another
sir.
point is even we are experienced person, we should not underestimate even any person, any participant, even though that person doesn't have experience, but that person is expected to be knowledgeable. That's also my observation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I do agree with Mr. Srinivas Babu. Um, yeah, see, I mean, what you did was a very good thing in the beginning. So, when you started asking some questions, common questions, you got to know who's like, what is the audience capacity or what is the
Great.
audience level, and that is how
Yes,
that was the
exactly,
technique
exactly,
you
madam, exactly.
followed, and that is very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir. Sir, any other feedback? Actually, sir from Andhra, he was talking about feedback. Of course, feedback helps us a lot. It just refines us, makes our next presentation better. So that's really wonderful. Any other don'ts? We need to
Madam,
concentrate on don'ts.
I think nowadays we need to show them movies as well, because only just showing them the visual aids which are static, it's going to be of no use. We have to show them dynamic slides, might be animations or short movies or something like that in the presentation, in order to make the presentation more active for the audience and in order to get better response
Yes.
from the audience.
Yes, sir. As I was saying earlier, instead of a drawing or some sort of riddles, whatever, we can nowadays facilities are there. We have lot and lot of facilities. Just 5 minutes, we show them a video or some animation. We can ask post questions on that, so that would be more interesting.
Yeah,
Yes.
even we can go for polling as well, so that we can make
Ah,
them to be active throughout the presentation as well.
great, sir. Any other
Something
don'ts?
like
I
Ma-
want more don'ts.
Madam, I can add another thing
Yes, sir.
with
Yes, sir.
your permission.
Yes,
And
sir.
it is a prime responsibility of the presenter to keep the participants active listeners and active users. So we must have a rehearsal before present thing, because even though we have experience, sometimes we may be failed. So it is also most important point.
Great, sir. Any other views, ma'am?
Don't I mean, we discussed this point actually. Don't be artificial, or
Yes.
in the sense like, be very natural, be very simple in your presentation. If you are being very snobbish, like you Shashi Tharoor using his language skills, it wouldn't be appealing to the audience.
Great, ma'am. Great. Any other views, sir? Any other views?
As regards audience, there are three types of people, madam, always. Okay.
Yes, sir.
One is agree with you. One part of the people, they don't agree with you.
Yes,
And
sir.
another part is undecided. They have not decided, just they'll be listening. We must focus on the undecided people and those who disagree with us. If you are able to do all these two things together, our presentation will be only very, very successful.
Great, sir. Great, sir. Okay, that's wonderful. So, here's a question. How should your presentation be? Interesting, informative, impressive?
All the three.
Great, ma'am. This is what the answer that I was expecting. All the three. So we want our presentation to be interesting, informative, and also it has to be impressive. So even after some, I do remember, like when I was in 2007, I believe. I was working in Tamil Nadu College of Engineering. By then, we had something called EBEC course and all. There was one Mr. I still remember his name, Arunachalam, I believe. So this person, he was not associated with the academic side, not to do with teaching and all. But his presentation was simply amazing. It was really like I haven't ever heard to such presentation. That is how it was.
He is still with the British Council with this business English communication.
So that's
Mr.
good.
Arunachalam.
But I listened to him when I was in the
He's the
year
director now.
2007.
He's having very high position in British Council.
It's like, sir, actually there were nearly some 200, 250 faculty. So the person who was not to do with the academic side, he was talking for some 1 hour, and it was so like very impressive. And also he was telling all details. He was giving us like all informations, and it was wonderful. So we have also, of course we are, but even then we have to improve our presentation on the side, and things have to, it's even a long way, I believe. So last, I think we have been asking questions right from the beginning. So I don't think there is a need for this one, but I have a crazy question for you. The last question is this, with this we will wind up. The question is, if suppose you haven't prepared for the presentation, you are given with the slide just 2 minutes before the presentation, how will you manage it? Yes.
One is a very good orator. He or she can manage very well. Looking at the slides and creating some instant stories, like asking questions as you did.
Yeah.
And taking the feedback, instant feedbacks or instant responses, and I think we can manage.
Great. So
Almost
which
Kalul madam, she has said the right answer. Actually,
Yes,
one
sir.
way we have to talk, and another way we
So-
should go on thinking what to do next and all. But the audience should not aware of it. Okay, I think we are well prepared and presented.
That is
So
the
that way
technique.
we have-
That is the technique, no, sir.
You're right, madam. Nobody should understand that. Only
Ma'am?
you and God. Okay.
Hello, sir. After the presentation, we have to go and either cry or laugh. It is up to us, but we have to cross this.
Yeah,
cross
that will not be seen by others, no, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. That's wonderful.
Madam, can I have
Yes,
one
sir.
thing?
Yes,
So
sir.
if we can do one thing, if we are experienced person, we can simply get the pulse of the audience. What is
Yes.
the level of understanding? What is the level of knowledge of the people in terms of involving the people in interaction? Definitely, we can manage the things simultaneously. We can observe the slides. So definitely, it's possible. It can be somewhat effective.
Superb, sir. Wonderful.
Yeah, I do agree
Actually,
with sir, madam. You can add one more I to this: interesting, informative, impressive, and implicit.
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Ma'am, I would
Sir?
like to add one thing.
sir.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to add
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
that we have two very strong points, especially those who are either teachers or trainers. One thing is experience, and the other thing is the prior knowledge of almost everything. So we can't say that we don't
Yes,
know
ma'am. Yes,
certain things. At least we know the elementary part of everything. So if we are confident enough to
Yes,
handle the situation with a little bit of common sense, like putting in questions, taking in inputs, and making them speak instead of our beginning the speech, then
ma'am, I can add.
we set the stage, and
Yes,
then
ma'am.
things roll on of themselves.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's right. And it is like, if I'm going to handle a class that is to do with statistics, And I'm a person who knows nothing about statistics. I can go in front of the class, I can go on the dais and I can ask them a question. Okay, what is this? What is that? Tell me, give me the answers, give me the answers. Okay, is that that? Is that this? Okay, two persons interact, finally it's over. And also, I think that presentation or teaching or whatever, it is a learning process, and I strongly believe that each day when we go to a class we learn something from the students community. So that's really wonderful.
Yes,
Yes,
very
ma'am.
true, very
So
true. Because when we know the audience, when we know our students, we will be trying to learn more and try to present it or try to teach whatever the method is. Um, Only then we will know what are our drawbacks. So that's a good idea. And actually in the chat I saw, I don't know whether it is Mr. or Dr. Tanesh. He says never present without preparation. See, of course we all know about this, but when, if a chance, if a situation is demands like that, we have to be prepared to act on the situation right at the moment. We should have that talent too. Instead of saying talent, skill, like we should be prepared in our mind. Okay, we should present like this. Maybe 2 minutes time, as you told, like.
May I add another point here?
yes, ma'am. Most
Ma'am,
welcome.
with your permission, you never present without preparation, but it happens in WELLTTA forum. Sometimes if speakers are like, sometimes missing, Dr. Sharavanan and Dr. Venkateshwara sir are taking the lead, and they are presenting without any preparation and they are reaching to the audience. So that's interesting, right? So that is also one of the skills that everyone cannot have.
Okay, great, ma'am. Great, ma'am. Okay. Yes.
Madam, finally, I can say that if we have presence of mind, definitely we can win the game. If we have presence of
Great,
mind,
sir. True.
definitely we can win the game.
Very true.
No
Very
doubt
true.
it.
Well said.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what
yes,
the
yes, yes.
situation. This is sometimes we have to reflect, give response to the situation. We
Yes,
cannot
yes,
expect something will happen. So we should be ready for such situation, and should
yes,
be a
yes,
quick
yes, ma'am.
reflection.
Yes, yes.
Spontaneity. Spontaneity.
Actually, I have, we have from, as I work in Middle East, we would have sometimes this British Council presentations or conferences and all. I know one person, I think his name is Peter, L. Peter. L is, he's like, he's from Spain, I think. He will have only 4 slides with him, and he presents it so very well, taking the audience's feedback, taking the audience's answers, and making us interact with his session and giving us the information. And it will be so wonderful, as you were mentioning about Dr. Arunachala or somebody, so like
Yes.
that. So we have some presenters, and we will be learning. I mean, this is what WELLTTA is doing for us. Every day we try to learn some new things, and this is what we are learning now. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. So we'll just end our session, and it's great interacting to all. It was really wonderful. I really enjoyed interacting to you all, and I thank WELLTTA for this opportunity. It's really wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your valuable presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
At last, you are coming out. All this time, you were not
No,
coming.
it's like
We are happy.
I
We
was
are happy to see
I
you.
was
Okay.
wondering, sir, literally I was wondering because it is all doctorates and it's all even my guide
No,
was
madam. It's not
so
like that.
I need
Everybody is a learner, would like to learn from everybody like that. Okay. Really. Even we would have understood about your body language, presentation, smile, and all. We missed it for 1 hour. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
Great.
you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
You did it. You did it in a very pleasant way. No emotions, and that question and answer was so cool. That's what I can say. Really, it
Thank
was
you.
nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes.
Ma'am, would this be correct to say that a presentation should be interesting, informative, impressive, inspirable, and interactive?
So you can add any number of I that you want. It's
Yes,
up to
ma'am.
us. It's up to us. You can add any number of I's, whatever. But
Except irritating.
but
Okay,
I
madam.
think that everybody has a style of presentation. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. But when we present at
So,
different geographical
all the
locations, no,
positive eyes.
when we move to different geographical locations, the presentations should change. No, they cannot be kept as a consistent one every time,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
because the audience would change from one geographical location to the other geographical location. Say, for example, if I move to Odisha, the presentation should be different. If I move to Kolkata, the presentation should be different. If I move to Delhi, the presentation should be different. We cannot
Learning
use
the
the same
audience.
vocab what
Learning the
we are using.
audience. Sir?
Yeah, we have to connect with the audience. Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
So all
Thank
the
you, madam.
positive
That is
eyes.
very wonderful
Okay,
presentation.
madam. Lots of eyes. All the positive eyes. Okay.
Whatever.
Sure, madam.
Absolutely
Okay,
correct, sir.
madam.
I do agree with you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Wonderful, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Sir, shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
sir.
Thank you, Kavida Raj, ma'am. It's a really amazing, presentation. We thoroughly enjoyed the interactions. Made it, very, very live, and again, that is the feedback exactly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
It's the live feedback we got, and
Thanks for the opportunity, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. And have a nice day, all.
yes, ma'am. We are looking forward to have some more presentations from your end. We are running weekend every Sunday. We have international virtual seminar. We have 5 sessions on Sunday, 9 to 4. We would be happy to have your presentation, one of the presentations on Sunday also.
Sir,
No. I'm not just what is that? Asking you to commit for this thing. Whenever you feel free, whenever you are free, then you can give us a date, and according to your convenience, you can do the presentation. We will
Thank
be
you,
very
sir.
much obliged to have your presentation on any weekdays also. Weekdays, and because every day we run this faculty development program in the evening 7:15 to 9:30. Same way, on every Sunday we have international virtual seminar. 5 sessions are there, and please do help us by giving some lead in getting some of the speakers from your end also, your
Yes,
known
sir.
contacts, and we'll be doubly delighted and feel very